Myles Ertzen. I'm one of the co-owners of the Diggers and Dealers Mining Forum, and welcome to Diggers and Dealers 2019. There's a large group of fund managers, analysts, brokers, investment banks, also commodities traders, financiers, and then there's all of the mining companies that are running the operations, and then there's the service companies that are associated with the mining industry who, the underground mining companies, the open pit mining companies, all looking to work at the next new projects coming through. And this year we've had 2,450 attendees. The hot topic right now is the gold price in Australian dollars and also US dollars, but the Australian dollar denominated gold producers, that has been the talk of the event really. Nickel price is at probably 12-month highs and tracking very nicely, and then iron ore for the last 3 or 4 months has been at highs which are really strong in Australian dollar terms. So they're the commodities that have probably had the most attention. But gold, of our presentation program this year, approximately 50% are gold companies, just really because it's such a strong gold price at the moment in Australian dollar terms. That Australian dollar gold price is pretty attractive. You've got a good mid-tier group of Australian gold mining companies, Evolution, Northern Star, St Barbara, Saracen, Regis. You've got that group there that are making good money, that they focus on their costs, so they're turning production into cash at bank. So there's some really good producers in that sector, and there's some really good up-and-coming companies. There was a presentation on Monday by Bellevue Gold, who have got a 1 million ounce plus resource at plus 10 grams per tonne, and that's very exciting. So there's some good ones coming through. So my pick is the gold sector, but that battery metals, electric vehicle sector is also very exciting. Lithium, graphite, cobalt, that's also very, very interesting.
My word, that's a long time ago, and we've made a hell of a lot of progress since then. And of course, your viewers would be aware of the fact that we are Lithium Australia, the German lithium company. And our primary resource at the moment is at Sadersdorf in Germany. We've taken that through to pre-feasibility study and are examining a revision of the ore body there and our plans to re-evaluate the resource. So that's going very well. On the battery front, of course, we have done a deal with DLG Battery in China, one of the larger battery producers. That company is helping us commercialise our cathode materials, which we make in Brinsden at the moment, commercialise those in China. And in return for that, we're setting up a marketing division here in Australia. That marketing division is owned 50% by DLG and 50% by Lithium Australia. We hope to see battery products in the Australian marketplace in the near future. Okay, look, I think first of all we've got to recap on a very recent lithium discovery in the centre of Western Australia, where we had a 54-hole drilling program and successfully found lithium mineralisation in 47 of the 54 holes. That is really significant. We released the first of those results this morning. There'll be more to come. So that's something you're certainly going to see as a corporate highlight in the very near future. And you see a lot more on the battery front as we develop our partnership with DLG Battery China, one of China's principal battery producers, and of course that will lead to marketing of batteries in the Australian marketplace.
So look, I guess since last year we've sold out of the Mount Marion lithium project. So we sold out for 103.8 for our remaining share. So we've got lots of cash on the balance sheet, about $114 million, 10 million in investments. So we're very, very well cashed up. Basically what we've been doing this year is focusing on the lithium battery recycling project. So we're running a pilot plant up in Lakefield, Ontario. That's got about 6 to 8 weeks left to run. We'll then look to run the engineering studies and commercialisation in parallel with a view to making an investment decision next year. As part of the sale from Mount Marion, we retained offtake rights. So we've got offtake rights for 57,000 tonnes per annum as an option from 2021. And so what we're looking is we've partnered with an Indian conglomerate to build India's first lithium refinery. So what we're currently doing is narrowing down the site. We're looking at 2 sites. We were up in India last week meeting with the board and the government, and we hope to make a development decision in the next 18 months on that project. I mean, India is 1.3 billion people. They're moving to electric battery production, electric car production, but there's no domestic source of lithium. So they're reliant. You've got, 1/5 of the world's population entirely reliant on imported lithium, and that strategically is a problem for them. So we're looking forward to working with our partner Manakaran on that. And the third one is we've been advancing the Barrambi titanium vanadium project. We took that through, we updated a feasibility study. Now we're taking it through to a pilot. That's probably, a couple of years away from a development decision there. And yesterday we announced some nickel sulfide, some high-grade nickel sulfide intersections at Mount Edwards, which was a project that we originally bought for its lithium potential, but it did have a legacy resource of 123,000 tonnes of contained nickel metal. And so what we're doing is we're trying to identify the high-grade components in that, and we put out, I think the best intercept we had in yesterday's announcement was 4 metres at over 6% nickel. So, we'll have results, one of the pilot plant moving into the engineering stage. We'll have the site selection and start the engineering for the lithium refinery project. We'll have more drill intersections from Mount Edwards. So we believe we've identified an extension to, or mineralisation along strike from Australia's highest grade discovery over the last couple of years, which is Mincor's Cassini project. And on Barrambi, we'll be starting a pilot plant. So we've got plenty of news flow, we've got plenty of cash, and plenty of optionality in this market.
Yeah, it's been a huge year for Pilbara Minerals. In the intervening period since Diggers and Dealers last year to this year, we'd completed the commissioning and the initial ramp up at the Pilgangoora project. We've sent the first shipment out and subsequently sent about another 11 ships after that. And now we're a long way through the ramp up of the mine and processing capacity at Pilgangoora, establishing a good rapport with the customer base and I would say proven quality of product delivered into the market. I'm pleased to say that the shipping in total has been 6.01% lithium. You can't get much more accurate than that. And that's a testament to the operating team and the work that they've done at Pilgangoora to continue to optimise the plant and its capacity over time. So a really full year and plenty more to come for Pilbara Minerals from here. Yeah, so we're finishing the last of the optimisation at the Pilgangoora processing plant. The throughput has been really strong. The utilisation of the plant has been really strong. The quality has been strong. And really the last of the boxes to tick is the recovery rates to product. That's still a work in progress, but nonetheless tracking pretty well. And we expect to get to design capacity by late this year. And that'll be the last sort of proof of the operations at Pilgangoora. And then another really important initiative relates to our work with POSCO, where there's a proposed joint venture development for a chemical facility in South Korea, underwritten by the offtake and the product coming from the Pilgangoora mine. So we now have in principle agreement with POSCO with respect to those joint venture terms, and we're heading towards the execution of the detailed docs and the commencement of the joint venture. So our assumption is that all of that will progress as planned, and as a result they'll be into construction later this year, and then commissioning the facility towards the end of 2020. So that's also a really exciting development for the company. In the meantime, we're tracking towards the continued expansion of the mine. So we still have our eyes firmly on the stage 2 expansion in support of our customers' expansion initiatives, and we look forward to being able to deliver them over time as well.
Since March, Cassini has really continued on with the pre-feasibility study of the West Musgrave project. It's all been progressing well. That study's run by Oz Minerals, and we're expecting an update out to the end of August this year. So that'll give some clear transparency around the work programs and how the project is sitting. We're also just about to commence some exploration in our own right at our gold project in Western Australia, and also a nickel project also in Western Australia, which is a great foil for the development asset that we have in joint venture with Oz Minerals. The next 6 months are probably reasonably important for the company. As I said, we've got a pre-feasibility study that will be updated in August. We're well funded, so the opportunity for us to continue with our exploration is a great way of supplementing the development asset and gives our shareholders some exposure to the upside of a discovery. So we'll continue to work hard with our exploration program in our own right, and also working with our joint venture partner at the West Musgrave project.
We've come a long way at Kathleen Valley. Since we spoke last, we've done a lot more drilling, about 25,000 metres of drilling. We've increased the resource from 21 million tonnes to around 75 million tonnes. So now we have the 5th biggest lithium resource in Australia. So we've come a long way, and we're now full flight into a PFS. So. The main corporate highlight has been our much re-rating of the company. So we've gone from a $30 million company to, I think, a $300 million company today. So it's quite a rapid rate of growth. What we're doing now is working on a PFS. We expect to have that finished by the end of the year, hopefully by the end of November. And then we'll transition straight into a definitive feasibility study and be looking to make a decision to mine probably around this time next year. Well, there's a lot of upside. If you compare our enterprise value per tonne of lithium oxide with our peers, we're still grossly undervalued. There's a lot of research out there at the moment. Bridge Street Capital have been putting out research, and if you look at theirs, I mean, I can't talk about it because of the JORC rules, but there's a lot of research out there at the moment that says we should be a lot higher value than we are now. So we will have, I think, a very positive PFS out. We'll follow that with the DFS. We're also looking to be in production in 2022, 2023 when the demand is meant to be picking up. And if you see some of the corporate activity, Wesfarmers taking over Kidman, for instance, we're completely unencumbered. We're the only independent hard rocks lithium source in Australia at the moment. So we're clean, we're simple, we haven't tied ourselves to anyone at the moment, so we have a lot of options going forward with what to do with the project corporately and from a production point of view.
So I'm Robert Ryan, I'm the CEO of Bardoc Gold. I joined the company in the 1st of April this year, and we've been working together. I've been working in and around the goldfields for the last 17, 18 years. My last role was the General Manager of the Paddington operations, which is just to the south of the Bardoc operations. So when the opportunity came to join Bardoc Gold, it was an opportunity I couldn't turn down. Yeah, so we've been through an aggressive exploration program. So we've completed 40,000 metres of RC, diamond and RAB drilling, and we've been targeting both resource extensions and new discoveries within 247 square kilometre tenure. We've had excellent exploration success at Zoroastrian, where we've received intercepts of up to 500 grams per tonne. So it's been a really good program so far for Zoroastrian. We still have more results to come as the drilling is logged and assayed. And as well as some new discoveries around Castlereagh South, we've had significant high-grade intercepts over quite wide widths. So we've had some really good results there, and they'll be followed up in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, so from September of this year, we're expecting to release upgraded mineral resource statement. So at the moment, we have just under 2.6 million ounces in resource, and we'll be looking to grow that resource aggressively, not only through resource development and exploration, but also through acquisition. So we'll continue that work over the next coming weeks and months, and we'll look to push that into a pre-feasibility study due out by the end of this year.